Hey everyone, welcome back. Been a little bit over a month since my last video. That was unintentional. I actually did upload some gameplay footage of Android Assault, but someone named VG Music or VG Music Remix put a copyright claim on it. They obviously don't own it, and I read this person's hard to deal with, so I just didn't put it for public viewing because I'll be damned if that person gets a dime of advertising off of it. Not that they get much, but regardless. And I also recorded footage of Delta Zeal, but it got really compressed when I put it up on YouTube and it doesn't look very good. So um, that's why you haven't seen much from me. And I've been really busy with work, but that's finally slowing down. I did try to record this the other day, but I got caught in a trap of talking about my digital purchases too much because those are the ones I've actually beaten. So it's about 15 minutes of just this. So I'm going to jump straight to what I picked up, and hopefully I can figure out a way to talk about digital because I can't capture gameplay footage from some of the consoles. So not sure how I'm going to do that. But first up are kind of gaming, but not games yet. And this is really because I want to shill for this guy. This is Retro Game Cave. I picked up a TurboGrafx 16 adapter. Um, a This is a PC Engine Duo R adapter. And while I was talking to him, I asked if he had any Jaguar adapters, and he went ahead and put some up for me to buy. Now, I own a Duo, which connects your Genesis and Sega CD, and I own a Trio, which also connects your 32X to that. So right now I have my 32X, Model 1 Genesis, and Model 2 Sega CD all hooked up with one adapter. So when he put more of these up, I jumped on them. And I think it's Retro Cable Accessories on eBay put up some SCART cables for Neo Geo CD and PlayStation 1 and 2. So I went ahead and grabbed those. Both of these sellers I really like dealing with. I've had no problems with anything I've purchased from them, so that's why I'm showing these. Normally I wouldn't, but I highly recommend those. And Retro Game Cave has a Facebook account. It's just Retro Game Cave, or you can go retrogamecave.com. And Retro Cable Accessories, I want to say, is the eBay seller. I also bought this retro game case or retro game protectors. Is who I buy all my plastic cases from. He had some for Amiibos, and I bought it testing it out with a Working Designs Collector's Edition. I just kind of put the Amiibo next to the game just to match, and it seemed rough enough, but yeah, you can tell these are a little too big. I'm going to keep it in there for now because cardboard's so easily damaged on my shelves, but I really wish someone would make protective cases for these. The problem being the Working Designs Collector's Editions aren't standard sizes like Albert Odyssey, or not Albert Odyssey, Arc the Lad is smaller than this. So this will make do for now. It does slide around a bit, but just to keep it on a shelf so it doesn't get dinged, it works. And I'm only missing one or two issues to have the first 35 of Next Generation after I picked up this one. And it was a sealed copy of issue 24. I remember this cover. It's got basically this image. Really wanting to get it, but I didn't get to the store in time. So I'm really happy to have this. I'm actually trying to get rid of some of my magazines because they take up so much space, but Next Generation is one of those, along with PC Gamer, that I want to have a nice little set for. And PC Gamer, I'm only missing the first issue, but it is really hard to find, and when it comes up, it's expensive. I do want to mention three channels. Sporadic Spacebar, which you'll see why in a second, and he's a great guy. Bubbalun, because I always seem to mention him, and you'll see why again in a sec. But two new channels, Blandrew, who does gameplay reviews, or I should say he does reviews and kind of top 5 videos of his favorite games on a console. He doesn't appear on camera, but he does show gameplay footage. That's what I meant to say. And he is hilarious, one of the few channels I genuinely laugh at. His timing is spot on with his jokes. I'm not sure how long it takes him to record a review or just a video in general, but they are hilarious. And next up is Derek H., who does on camera, more on camera than narration videos. I'm not sure if he does gameplay footage. He'll have him in the video as he talks, but I'm not sure if it's pure narration or what. But the videos I've seen of his that I really enjoy, he does one on his Working Designs collection, and he's got a legit collection, big box TurboGrafx 16 games and everything. Collecting for the Wii, which titles he thinks will be hard to find in years to come. He has set videos where he just does, these are all of his Xbox games or 360 games, pickup videos, just really relaxing and enjoyable to watch. So I recommend all those, and I'll have them in the description bar. But speaking of Bubble, I won a contest of his, and it was a copy, I should say, of was it Shine's Revenge? Now, I haven't played this yet because he recommended playing it with a Super Nintendo mouse. I've tried to grab one. The problem is if you want one that's not yellow, they're 20 to 30. But I want a box one, box complete. Those went for 50 to 60, so I just haven't been able to find one yet. I was going for one, I just missed out on winning it. I want one in good condition, and I definitely don't want a mouse that's yellow. So a big thanks to him for this. His contest was to name what game do you like to play with a peripheral. So I chose Virtua Cop 1, and it was just a random draw, but I happened to win. So thanks a lot for that. And Sporadic Spacebar was kind enough to send me Mario Sunshine. I've never played this before. It's the only Mario game I haven't played. I wasn't playing my GameCube a lot when this came out, and then I read people kind of lukewarm on it, so I passed. But my wife's a massive Mario fan, and I enjoy him as well. He had a stack of games he was getting rid of, and I asked if this was available, and he said, yeah, it's in wonderful shape. So thanks a lot, my friend. Really appreciate it. And whenever my wife stops reading and watching Outlander, I'm sure she'll enjoy it too. He also sent me a soundtrack of Stormwind. Now, he made 3 of these, and he numbered them 1 through 3 and randomly sent them out to people. And I got number 1. Now, I'm not saying I put a lot of stock into how this relates to me as a person or conveys how I am to others. But I'm just going to say in life, there are coincidences and there are not. And sometimes you just get number 1, and sometimes you are number 1. Number 1. And of course, if it was ordained by Sporadic, it is so. But thanks a lot, my friend. Speaking of Bubble, he recommended Board Game Topshop, which is such a generic name it hurt to say. But this is kind of a mall simulator. It's really colorful. And it was a budget title when it came out, and in his PlayStation collection video, which are great. I highly recommend everyone watch them. He said this was a really addictive game. I found it on eBay for $8 shipped. I haven't given this a shot yet. That's because the digital releases I referenced earlier, I've beaten Transformers Devastation, Halo 5. I'm almost done with Divinity Original Sin, and I'm playing Delta Zeal in I think it's 12 Zeal. But, so I haven't had a chance to play a lot of these. I also beat Black Ops 3, which is coming up. But definitely looking forward to trying this. And I'm pretty sure I'm seeing a hamster talk to a woman on the back. So, definitely going to try that out soon. I really like that cover art. I picked up a gift from McFly. And while I was purchasing, I figured, treat yourself. So I picked up Bomberman 2. Bomberman 3, and Donkey Kong 3. These are all the box in good enough shape. They have some wear along the sides, not too bad. The manuals are pretty beat up, but they're intact. And these were all less than $10, I want to say. Maybe Bomberman 3 was about 12, but I know Donkey Kong was about 8, and Bomberman 2 is about 10, which is crazy because Bomberman 2 for the US version is insanely expensive. Although, look at the back, if I can get it to not reflect. Who chose these screenshots? Look at that. That's nothing. Someone should be fired for that. Go back in time, 1994, 95, and fire that person. I really like the art on the sides of the Bomberman games, especially Part 3. I like the Western guy. Big fan of that. And this has exactly 1 screenshot on the back. Although, yeah, that's a winner of a picture. Next up, I picked up a box and manual for Super Mario Kart. These are both in immaculate condition. I was super excited, so I ran to the closet, got out my Super Nintendo, opened it up. I see Super Mario World, which is kart only, but I'm going to look for the Mario Kart that came with the system. It was an action set or whatever it's called, and it's not there. So I cannot find my copy of Mario Kart, but when I do, I have a wonderful box and manual to go along with it. I was really happy with the condition this came in. If only I can find the game. This is a free title. This is from PCE Memories. Is that what it is? They're the ones that put out those elaborate re-releases of Turbo Duo games, or PC Engine Duo. And what they did starting a few releases back is if you emailed them, they give you a free copy of what they put out. And this is Dracula X. I have, if you've seen a pickup video from probably late last year, I picked up Dracula X. But this is the English translation, and it was pressed at a factory. One of the reasons I haven't put, I don't play burns on my duos. I've read that it might be an old wives' tale, but I've read enough duo owners say that it wears the laser out that I don't want to test it. But this is pressed at a factory, so should not have that problem. And I had a hard time applying the translation patch to my copy, my RIP, but this one's translated. So big thanks to them, and this will go into the case with my original. And I also had in a previous pickup video, Zack's 3 and Space Odyssey 2, they did the same thing for those. Free shipping and everything. You just have to go and they set up a sub-site. It's on the links on their main page, and you fill out a form saying why you want one, and yeah, they'll get back to you, and they have enough copies, they'll send you one. Really nice system. I picked up Incredible Hulk. This was about $9. It was complete. This is one of the games I always wanted to play because as a kid I was a massive fan of comic books, and the cover really is striking, and I always thought the art looked really good on the back, the in-game graphics. Unfortunately, the seller only showed the game from kind of an angle at the front where it looked great, and then I opened it and saw a little bit of damage at the top, but then I saw on the back there's a sticker and there's all this other crap, and of course they did not have a back shot, so very irritating. Sellers, please show everything. But it was cheap, and if I end up not being a fan of it, I'll put it in the giveaway pile, but I really like that cover. That is how an Incredible Hulk cover should look. Look at that. Still want to look at that. I decided to beef up my 32X collection. Why? I don't know. I'm an idiot. And I picked up Virtua Racing. I have a cart only of this, but I wanted it complete. Star Wars Arcade. And Metalhead. Of all these, Metalhead is by far in the best shape. It looks untouched, so big thanks to that seller. There is some damage to the Virtua Racing box and Star Wars boxes. I will give this as a warning to 32X, or who wants to get into the 32X, is watch out. The yellow will hide damage very easily. You can't see it, I don't think at all on these, but there's like a cut going all the way down this, and there is an indentation here, but to look at them on camera, and when someone takes a photo of them, the yellow masks that really well. Some denting on the side. And I can never tell if one of these is faded or if that's just the color yellow they use. This one looks a little darker than this one, but nothing on it looks faded. So it's a minefield, this 32X. I also picked up NBA Jam. I was talking to McFly about getting this for the Jaguar, and he's mentioned that it wasn't really worth the cost. But this was 14 shipped, and Acclaim is the only company I know of that shipped their 32X games in a clamshell. It came complete and in pretty good shape. I don't know why I've been wanting to play, not their re-release this, but this original one. I had this on Super Nintendo, but like I said, I wanted to beef up the 32X collection, and I've just been itching to play NBA Jam TE. This was about $9. It's a big box copy of Warhawk. I have the clear case one, but I didn't have this one. And I remember when I bought this, I was kind of like a blind buy growing up. I got home and I couldn't believe that you could fly anywhere in the level. I immediately called my friend. I said, you have to get over here and see this game. It's incredible. So what are you playing? So it's called Warhawk. He's like, what is Warhawk? Doesn't matter. You got to come over. You can fly anywhere. You can go into pyramids. There's volcanoes. I was so excited about this game. And then he ended up not coming over. I just stayed up all night playing this. Unfortunately, now I can appreciate them. At the time, I really don't know why they put them. They have full motion video, little cutscenes, and they're terribly done. Now they're kind of cheesy and nostalgic, but at the time, I just winced. Warhawk, great game. They brought it back in a kind of a weird way. I didn't really enjoy the PlayStation 3 Warhawk. Picked up Brave Fencer Musashi. This is one of those games that I've been wanting for a bit. I had the import, enjoyed it, and thought, I'm going to buy the US version. And I kind of put it off until I saw this one go up in price. It went up about $10 to $12 in the few weeks that I was following it. So I just found the best copy I could as cheaply as I could, which I think was about 32 shipped. No complaints. Happy I finally got it. And I also wrote something down. Let me see if I can find it. So I was going through my email and cleaning up old receipts and whatnot. And when I mentioned the cost of that going up, which also speaks to this, Silhouette Mirage, cost of this has also gone up quite a bit. This was actually under 30, but the seller tried some funny business, and in the invoice gave himself a few dollars. Emailed him asking what was going on, because that's not allowed. I have to pay that amount, according to eBay. I could dispute it, but if they don't get back to me in time, then I get a strike on my account for non-payment. And he didn't tell me anything, but then when I got this in, he put it in a box that could fit probably 50 jewel cases, I guess to make up for the fact that he gave himself a few bucks extra. It was still well below what the asking rate is. It was 10 to 15 cheaper than other copies. Most tend to have this little kind of bend in the side, though, all the ones I saw. But really happy to finally get this one as well. But speaking of rising costs, I found some receipts, and I thought I would write down and tell people what kind of the price increase has been going on over the past few years. This will be short. So in 2010, I picked up my 3DO FZ10 with 15 games for $55. 15 games. Some of those, Starblade, Starfighter, Brain Dead, Shadow Warrior, Muhammad Ali Boxing, a whole range of games, and about 7 of those were in the big box. Of course, most of those were crappy ESPN games, but nevertheless. 2008, I picked up 5 Saturn games for 99 cents. I want to say that was the 3-in-1 promo set they had for about a year before the Saturn was discontinued, where it's Virtua Cop, Daytona USA and Virtua Fighter 2 in a triple pack, but it was still sealed, and I think the other 2 were just demo discs, but that was 99 cents. Clockwork Knight, the first one, complete, $2.99. A PlayStation bundle, it was big box copies of Gex, Twisted Metal, Street Fighter the movie for $1.25. We also have Space Hulk for the Saturn was $2.76, Scud was $2.25, and Street Fighter the movie for the Saturn $1.95. I gotta be honest, I did not know I had Street Fighter the movie twice. Don't know what I was thinking. In 2009, I picked up Quake for the Saturn, complete for $5. I picked up a Saturn and 14 games in 2010 for $90. Keep in mind, this bundle included Christmas Nights, Albert Odyssey, Lunacy, Die Hard Arcade, Earthworm Jim 2, X-Men Children of the Atom, a lot of gems. Moving along, 2011, I picked up Wonder Boy for the Genesis complete for $8. I picked up, this has really gone up, 2011, I picked up the Gate of Thunder Bonk 1 and 2 pack-in for the Turbo Duo. I bought that for $17.50. 2012, I bought Doom for the Saturn for $7 and Primal Rage for $9. And I picked up, for $10, a double pack of Revolutionary X and Virtua Cop 2. So when people talk about price increases, that's what we're looking at. Most of those have quadrupled in price. A lot of those have. Games I bought late last year have already doubled in price. So that's why I buy in bulk, because I'm tapering down as I go. It doesn't look like it, but trust me. And that's why, because I don't know when the prices will stop increasing. People predicted they would stop for years now, and they haven't. So get in when you can, my friends. These were actually ordered a long time ago. The seller forgot to send these for over 3 weeks, and then he shipped them from Japan, so that took a while. Rally Chase. The only little top-down rally style game I'm missing is Thunder Drive. I think it's Thunder Drive Rally for the Jaguar. I really want that one. Rally Championship for the Duo is a lot of fun. It's similar to this one, but it's got a really annoying sound effect. It's like this high-pitched wheezing sound. It's supposed to be the car, but it's aggravating. So Rally Chase, been wanting this one for ages. I'm not sure why, but I am just such a sucker for the top-down rally games. This was sealed. This is sealed still. World Heroes 2 Jet. I saw Shock 16 play this on one of his Friday Night Fight series. When a guy uppercutted a ghost ship, I knew I had to have it. So World Heroes 2 Jet. From the same seller, I picked up a double pack. Capcom Classics Collection 1 and 2. This kind of came in rough shape, but I already have it for the PlayStation 2. I just have Street Fighter 2, 1942, Bionic Commando, Section Z, a lot of good games, but Part 2 goes for a little bit more, and I knew that, wasn't quite sure why. It's got Knights of the Round and some other beat 'em up, so I was really excited to get this one in. Then I remembered my DVD drive is broke in my original Xbox. It's soft modded, so I kept it because I got a bunch of stuff on the hard drive, like my copies of some Street Fighter 2s, because I put them on the hard drive before I put it back in. Don't have the equipment to do that anymore, unfortunately.